All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKodash. I want to send double honors to my elders and apostles at GMS who rule well. Peace, love, and many salutations as always to the hopeful elect, doing this work throughout the four corners of the earth and presenting your body as a living sacrifice as we continue to chant down Babylon the Great, also known as America today. Okay, and much peace, love, and salutations as well to you few women and children that follow the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in truth and sincerity and in order. Okay, so this is a topic that I wanted to get into concerning bowing thine ear solemnly and trusting in the true ministers of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You know, and as being a younger brother in this ministry, being, just to say it plainly as the scriptures will say, a babe in the scriptures, okay, that bowing thine ear is a very important thing, and it's not always something that you're going to truly understand right off the bat, okay. Sometimes you may hear a brother say something, give some type of admonishment, some type of rebuke or reproof, or just be breaking bread with you, and you really gotta bow your ear. To bow your ear means to really incline, to really listen. Going down the line, it goes into yielding. Okay, really trusting what someone is telling to you. Okay, now the reason why I made mention of trusting in the true ministers, and not to harp on it too much, just to give the edification in the sense, we do have false ministers out there, or false teachers, okay, that they'll tell you things for their own belly. All right, so with that being in mind, we have to remember the scripture in 1 John, the 4th chapter, where it says that to try the spirit by the spirit, and you will know who is of the Lord and who is not. Okay, so the point that I'm getting to is, sometimes you may give a con, or you may say okay when a brother gives you some type of information, or when a brother rebukes you, or whatever the case may be. But the point is not to just say con to get that brother off your back or get him off your case, but to really submit. Okay, and like I said, this is a thing that I've been learning to experience, is that it seems like if you submit, or you really bow your ear, you might feel, and you might have a feeling of being low, or feeling stupid. Okay, but once you really pay attention to what's being said, opposed to how it's being said or how it may make you feel, and really internalizing the information that's being given to you, then you'll see that there's progress that can happen from this information. There's building that can happen from this information. Okay, and this is why I want to get into bowing thine ear solemnly. Solemnly means serious, like really seriously, sincerely bowing your ear and listening, man. Okay, so I want to, Lord willing, before I move on any further, this is an edifying lesson, especially to the younger brothers that are amongst the ministry, brothers that are just coming in and you're learning. Okay, to whomever this may apply. Okay, Lord willing, this is edifying. All right, so first and foremost, I want to get the word bow from the etymology online. And it says to bend, become, bent, have or assumed a curved direction, to bow down, bend the body in condensation to reverence, to submit. Okay, now when you submit is I forget exactly the verbatim definition of submit, but this is it goes down to yielding. And when you yield to something, you stop and you really take heed to it. It's not just something that's being said to you. It's more than just words. Okay, submission is actually giving in. That's what it is, giving in. Okay, now there's a saying that one of the brothers here in the camp has harped on very much. Okay, you know, in a verbatim sense, what he says is submission is better than subjection. Okay, because when you're in subjection, you know, we know that sub meaning under, ject meaning rule. You're under the rule of that individual. Okay, which is an easy thing to do. It's easy to be in subjection to someone. Okay, but it's more. It takes a lot of humbling to submit. You know, and to really consider what's being said and internalizing it sincerely. Okay, because you could do anything under subjection. You know, yeah, brother, yeah, the water for that, yeah, and then go off and do the same type of things, or just don't even take heed sincerely to what you've accepted. Okay, but when you submit, you're really, this is something that really, it's something that really clicks with you. Okay, something that really clicks with you. It says to yield, to pretty much to bow down to. Okay, and not in the sense. Now I'm gonna clear this up. When I say to bow down to, I don't mean that in the sense of bowing down to man, because we know that we're only to serve Yahweh Shema Shai. But the word of Yahweh Shema Shai has been given to his priests, to his ministers. Okay, and as the book of Hebrews says, which, you know, Lord willing, I'll get into that, you know, throughout the course of this lesson. It says that we are to obey those that have the rule over us. Okay, because these different men that have the rule over us, and they tell us how to operate, or tell us things, and most of the time they tell us these things through the experiences that they have, or that they've had, the different type of battles that they've had in order to make the situation you may be going through more edifying, because they've actually traveled through that path. Okay, so let me get into these scriptures. You know, doing a little bit too much talking, so let me get into the scriptures. The first scripture that I have here is Proverbs 22, okay, and verse 17. Now I have this sheet because I have some definitions that I have written down, and you know, I just want to make sure that everything's on point. So this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 17. It says, "Bow down thine ear, and hear the words of the wise, and apply thy heart unto my knowledge." Okay, so you know, when you hear the words of the wise and you bow thine ear, who are the wise? The wise are those who are following what Yahweh Shema Shai said to do. You know, the wise are the ones who have been through the trenches. The wise are the ones that uphold righteousness. Okay, they utilize prudence. These are the wise men, and and we know who the wise are, not by their words, but by their conversation. Okay, the words only hold so much weight. Okay, you know, like they say, words, actions speak louder than words. Okay, so this is how we know who the wise are, based off of their conversation. Okay, based off of the passion that they display through their conversation, and you know, and the growth that they show through their conversation. This is how we know who the wise are, and we always have to filter that through the scriptures, of course, right? So I'm gonna read this again. It says, "Bow down thine ear and hear the words of the wise, and apply thine heart," or thy mind, because when you go into heart, the Hebrew word there is mind, the inward man. Okay, it says, "And apply thine heart unto my knowledge." You know, because the things that are written in the scriptures are meant, they're written for us to grow. They're written for us to live accurately. Okay, and you know, we ain't gonna get it perfect the first time, but the Most High have put certain men through particular situations that they may be able to not only display it, but to be able to explain it to brothers who may have not been through it. Okay, matter of fact, what's the scripture that I wrote down? Matter of fact, let me get this word bow, and then I want to get into Sirach, the 34th chapter. But no, for the word bow in Proverbs 22 and verse 17, it's the Hebrew word natah, which says to stretch out, extend, spread out, pitch, turn, pervert, incline. Okay, which incline goes to yielding. Okay, you really taking heed to what's being said, opposed to just accepting what's being said without having the understanding of what's being said. Okay, because there's a difference, right? So jump into to back up the statement that I made in the book of Sirach, the 34th chapter, and the 9th verse. Okay, this is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus, in the Apocrypha, chapter 34 and verse 9. It says, a man that have traveled, knoweth many things. Okay, this is a man who's been up and down the road. You know, you've seen things, you experienced things. Okay, and he that hath much experience will declare wisdom. Right, and this is why we have elders and apostles. You know, we've learned a lot from the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. You know, because we've been able to confirm the things that they said to be true concerning history, particular breakdowns in the scriptures. Why? Because they always told us, hey man, go look this up. Don't just believe on us, but look this up. You know, and even through their testimonies, okay, they correlate with the scriptures. Okay, these men have been through things. These men have the experience. They've been tried out. Okay, they don't know. Starting with the apostles and elders on down, then you have the camp heads, men who the Lord have ordained to be overseers of the flock. These men have the Most High put them to particular situations so that they may be able to guide the younger men. Okay, so it says this: he that have no experience knoweth little, but he that have traveled is full of prudence. Okay, this is why I said at the beginning, he that have no experience knoweth little. You know, because it doesn't matter how long you've been a part of the ministry. Okay, if you're a younger brother, you have to accept that role as a younger brother and really bow your ear. You don't know as much as these men that are above you. Not saying that you're not saying that you're stupid. You're not dumb. Okay, you just don't have that particular experience going through certain things, seeing certain things. But the Most High have set these men up and put them through these things that they may be able to break it down to you and help you get through it. Okay? But the point of that is not only to hear it and to know it, but to apply it. All right? Let me get this. Because I also have this written down in the book of Sirach. Because that's what it's about, applying. And we read that in the book of Proverbs, where it says to apply it. Okay, where it says, let's see, to apply thine heart unto knowledge, to apply your mind, really put your mind into it, man. Okay, don't just hear it, because a lot of things in this world sound good, but if you don't truly believe it, you're not going to follow it. You know, and that's the end result, man. Or not the end result, but that is the truth of the matter. All right, this is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus again, chapter 6 and verse 32. It says, my son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. And this is how these particular men that the Most High have set up have gotten to the stage that they're at, or the rank that they're at. It's like it from bowing their ear and really applying the things. Okay, us younger brothers that are a part of this ministry, you know, we play a role. We're still important, but at the same time, we're not to act like we got the answers, because we don't know everything. This is why the Most High set up guides. This is why the Most High. Let me get this, because I keep on going down that route. I might as well just get the precept in the book of Hebrews, chapter 13. And I have that written down as well. And verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves. And I don't get into this word obey. Okay? So when you get into the word obey in the book of Hebrews 13, verse 17, It goes to the Greek word patho, okay? And it says to persuade, i.e. to induce one by words to believe, to make friends of, to win one's favor, gain one's goodwill, or to seek to win one, strive to please. Now I'm just reading all these, that's not necessarily contextual, but just to get the fullness of the definition. All right. The next definition is to listen to, obey, yield to, comply with, to trust, have confidence, which is faith, to be confident. Okay, so by you actually bowing your ear and taking solemn heed to what's being told unto you, in order to take heed to someone and really listen to that, you have to trust that individual. Okay, do you trust that this individual is a man of the Lord? Do you trust them to have a solid intention, solid good intention behind what they're saying? Okay. Once again, try the spirit by the spirit, and we know, when you've been around certain men, you know who you can trust. This person's spirit has been tried. You know that this is a good individual. They ain't led me wrong. You can. That's how you understand who a good individual is, especially in Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Okay. So it says to trust, have confidence, be confident, because these men trust in Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. So let me finish this precept. It says, obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves. Right. Yield yourselves unto them, man. Okay. For they watch for your souls, and now I want to go back to that submit, going back to that yield. Now, one statement that I do want to make, is when these brothers that the Most High have set up to give admonishment, to judge his people, to correct his people, to put them on the right path. Okay. Most of the times when these brothers give that information and it's not followed, it's because of one or two things. Because the individual that they're talking to is so full of pride, feeling like they can do it on their own. I don't need another man to tell me what to do, how to do it, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. It's either that or you just flat out don't believe that these men know what you're going through. Okay, me personally, I've had, which I'm not going to get into detail about it, but, just to give the sense, I've had situations that I've dealt with personally while being in this ministry, and I've talked to an elder brother in the camp, and surprisingly, this brother had went through some of the same things, and then, not only that, but I looked to see where this brother is at spiritually, and it's like, that's where I want to be. And it's like, if you just yield and you really listen to these brothers, that are giving you this information because they've been through it, that can make you a better individual too. But you got to want to do it. You got to want to be better. Okay? You got to want to grow in Yahweh Shem Shai. All right? So it says, for they watch for your souls as they that must give account. Right? Because we ultimately, like I said, the Most High, or like the scriptures say better, is that the Most High set these men up over 50s, over hundreds, so on and so forth, to take care of the flock, being the nation of Israel. So these men, these true ministers, are not going to mishandle the Most High's flock. All right, they're not going to mislead, give false information, grant false hope. Okay, they're not. These aren't those type of men, because they have to answer to the Most High themselves. All right, and this is called taking care of the little ones of Yahweh Shem Shai. Like Yahweh Shai said, when they asked Yahweh Shai, when have I taken care of you? And what did he say? When you fed, when you clothed these little ones. Okay, and that goes into giving these younger men information as well. This is amongst many things, but just sticking to the topic, it's amongst to stay contextual. Salaki, I kind of lost my train of thought. But to stay contextual is giving these men the true
honest information that they may be great men and be able to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai in a more accurate fashion. So these men, they don't, let me finish it first. It says they do it that they may do it with joy and not with grief. So when you ask this brother a question, or you come to a brother with a specific situation, they don't feel grieved in spirit, giving a deep sigh, a deep exhale, like, here this dude go again. That means that, when you got a brother that's doing that, that means he just really don't feel like dealing with that situation. But, and this is from experience, man. When you come to brothers and you present a situation, I haven't personally dealt with that. Where brothers, here you go again with the same, And like I mentioned, most of the time, it's you. The individual that's receiving the information is you. You're the reason why you can't retain the information. You're the reason why you can't execute. And it's ultimately going back to not trusting, to not yielding. Okay? So it says that they may do it with grief, that they may do it not with grief, for that is unprofitable unto you. Yeah, it'll give you the it'll make you lose hope. Okay? And the men of the Lord that are set up over these over the flocks, they don't give us false hope, but they give us going back into that definition, I believe the definition was it submit or obey. Let me get back into that, Salakia. Getting back into that obey, that peitho, it says to where is it at? To make friends of, to win one's favor, gain one's goodwill. Okay? They do it that we may be in good graces with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It's a goodwill thing. Hey, did not, no, I'm not going. That's a different subject for a different topic for a different subject. But no, they don't do it for their own pleasure. They do it so they can see you win. Okay, I'm gonna put it like that. That's to gain one's goodwill. They're doing it because they love you and they want to see you win. All right, not because it's grieving them in the spirit. Right, so it says, "For this is unprofitable unto you." All right, so bowing your ear and really yielding to the men of the Lord is a very important thing, man. Okay, this is what causes us to be great. This is what causes us to serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai how we're supposed to. All right, we're not going to do it 100% because we're striving to be perfect, but we can get close. All right, we can strive to get close to perfection, and that starts with yielding and bowing your ear. Right. So, with that being said, Lord willing, this was an edifying topic and lesson. I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory once again unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Peace, love, and many salutations unto the hopeful elect. That being said, I'll say shalom.